Hey guys, it's Jamie from Suncoast Keto. Today we're going to be making almond flour bread. So what you're going to need are 2 bread pans lined with parchment paper. You're going to need 2 cups of almond flour, 7 eggs. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and this is the coconut oil that I use. If you have a different type, that's fine. You're going to need a half a stick of butter, and you're going to need 2 tablespoons of baking powder. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your flour into your bowl. You're going to take a fork and you are going to whisk up your 7 eggs. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Then after you get those whisked, just pour it in the bowl. And I may have probably wanted to use a bigger bowl, but what I like to do is just mix it all together a little bit. Okay, so you're going to pour your 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in there, and then you're going to take your half a stick of butter, place it in the bowl, and then you're going to take your 2 tablespoons of baking powder. So 1, 2, because we want to make sure that our bread is going to rise. So after we have all our ingredients in, we're going to want to stir them all together. While we're stirring our ingredients, we're going to want to preheat our oven to 375. After we have our batter mix, we're going to have something that looks a little like this. So you're going to set that aside and make sure your oven's on preheat on 375. So what I do, even though I have these disposable tins, I like to reuse them. So I wrap them in parchment paper because I find it's easier to pull out when it's done baking. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure it's fitted in there well. And I go ahead and spray some Pam because I don't want anything sticking. So the batter that we just made, you can make 2 big loaves. If you would like to adjust the ingredient size to make smaller batch, go for it. Alright, so what you're going to do is you are going to evenly pour the batter into the 2 separate pans that you guys have. Alright, and you may need to get a spatula to make sure that you get everything out. And then make sure that you don't see any clumps of baking powder, because there's nothing worse than taking a bite of baking powder. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take your spatula, your spoon, whatever you use to mix and pour, and just kind of pat it down, kind of shape it, make it look a little bit even. Okay? So what you're left with is bread and batter. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes. Okay, so probably at the 25-minute mark you can take it out, stick a toothpick in, check it. That's up to you. Hey guys, so I just took our bread out of the oven. So what we have is we have a loaf of bread and another loaf of bread. So what we're going to do is we're going to set them aside and let them cool, and then we're going to come back and we're going to cut them. So here is our almond flour bread. In this loaf, I cut it into 12 slices. So that figured out to 1.5 net carbs per slice. Enjoy!